Hey, what's up? This is your favorite homegirl, Chanel from Sex, Love, and Vibes podcast. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to another dope ass episode of Sex, Love, and Vibes. And this beautiful, lovely spirit that I have sitting right next to me, to my left. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi y'all, my name is Brittney Jones.
Oh my goodness, aka the money coach.
The money and business coach.
That's right. That's right. Um, so first of all, I just want to say I am super excited to have you on the show. We've been trying to meet for y'all don't even understand.
Oh my goodness.
Between like our schedules conflicting and stuff like that, it's been crazy. And then, I'm beyond grateful that you are able to meet with me today.
Me too. Especially plus since we've been connected for 2 years
Yes.
at least, right?
Yes.
And we've never met in person.
Never.
So
we've always done business. Yeah. So this is exciting.
Yes.
This is extremely exciting. So basically on this episode, I want to learn more about your upcoming projects.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to talk about your businesses. But one thing that I've always loved about you, besides your wonderful spirit, your personality, is the fact that when I say you carry yourself with so much grace, oh my goodness, you carry yourself. I'm always supporting women. I'm very supportive in that aspect. I try to empower and uplift because it's not enough women doing that at this present time. So my thing to you is I want to know, like, what inspires you? What makes Brittney at the end of the day?
Man, I feel like the biggest answer to that question is helping people. Like that's my biggest inspiration is helping people and trying to always be greater. Like that's my biggest thing. I have a growth mindset. So I'm always growing. I'm always changing. I'm always trying to be optimistic and see things in a positive light, even when things may look negative, see how I can flip it and turn it into a positive. And I just want to shine that light on other people, specifically Black women,
Absolutely.
So I'm always about seeing other people improve, seeing other people grow and be greater and reach their goals, because that's what I want for myself. So that's
Absolutely.
what I try to give.
That's what you do give.
Yeah.
You absolutely give that. Now, when I first met you, it was through Facebook, and at the time you were doing your readings.
Now
you still do your reading.
Yes.
You still do your reading. And so, what made you get into that? Like, tell me about your whole spiritual journey, because I know you consider yourself spiritual.
Very much so.
Yes.
So I actually have a Christian background. So I was raised in the church since I was 3 years old, and I rededicated my life to Christ when I was 22.
Okay.
So I had this whole thing with my baby daddy, and my life wasn't going the direction I wanted it to. So I ended up going back to church and going back to school.
Okay.
And then I graduated from college, and probably I did what everybody told me I was supposed to do. Right? I got the degree, I got the job, I got the car, I got the crib, and I still wasn't happy. And my family was looking at me like, why are you not happy? And I was going to church every Sunday. I was very active, very involved in the church, but I was sitting on a pew and I was literally depressed. So it was multiple things that took me into tarot, but I'll say like a pivotal point was I was losing weight. I was very active in the gym, and I ended up injuring my knee, and I couldn't work out the way that I used to anymore. And I just had this innate sense that I could heal my body. And so through that journey, that searching for ways to heal my body, I fell into chakras and yoga. And I was actually in I can't remember, like it was like Her Glow or Her Glow Up Yoga. It was a series of Black women, and it was like 1 hour of self-care and then 1 hour of yoga, like once a week, right? And in that series, there was a tarot card reader. And that was my first introduction to tarot. And I was scared. I was like, I don't know what to expect from this. But I went in there and she read me, and she was so on point. She was talking about things that, I had actually been experiencing. And I was like, wow, this is really helpful. And so she became my reader for a short period of time. And so I was like, I don't want to keep paying these prices.
Now, were you scared because of what you had been told growing up when being in a Christian household?
Yes.
Okay.
So it had like a negative kind of connotation on it. And I couldn't even pinpoint what I was scared of. It was just, I was taught that this was not good, but the girl I had gotten to know her, and so I had built trust with her, and then being in an environment where other women were doing it, it kind of made me feel like, and it was low cost because of that session. Because of the program that I was in, I only had to pay like $10 to do it. So I was like, let me try it.
Right.
And it ended up being like very motivational, encouraging, like all the things that I think I give in my readings, I received from that woman, the first person who read me. And then I bought my first deck of cards probably like between 4 and 6 months later, and nobody was supposed to know.
You're like, this is a secret.
Because again, I was very heavy in the church and well known in the church. My grandmother was very, very like influential, and she touched a lot of women's lives. And she was one of them women that, like, if she didn't like what leadership was doing, she was gonna come and tug on leadership's shoulder and say, hey, scripture says that. So I was known in the church for being her granddaughter.
Okay.
And she kind of raised me. She, every time she was there, I was there. She kept me in the church. She passed away when I was 13, but even, what was that, like 15 years later, I'm still known for being that. And I was known for my scripture. I was doing Bible studies, teaching the kids.
You was in there.
I was really like heavy in the church.
Was it hard for you?
Very.
With that transition?
Very.
Yeah.
But God called me to it. Like I said, it was not my intent. I didn't see people on social media pulling cards and feel like, oh, this is a fad, let me get into it.
Right, because that wasn't even a thing then. It wasn't no social media like that.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then my social media was like friends and family. Okay. I was like closed off, private friends and family, nothing like that. Even that story to like how I built the platform that I have and the people, like even meeting you, like God did that. Like he literally had to take me out of, and COVID played a big part in that because everything shut down and I couldn't go to work anymore. I couldn't go to church anymore. I already was starting to kind of like, because I don't have, I don't know how to say this. Like I do believe in Jesus Christ and I love my congregation so much because they're like a family to me. But I started learning things about our history as a people.
Okay.
And I started, like, when I was studying the Bible, I was really, really studying the Bible. And as I was studying it, like I've got concordances out, I've got maps out, and I'm putting the puzzle pieces together in my head. And I'll just say certain things were starting not to sit. Like when I realized that the Bible was a Black and brown book written for and by Black and brown people, and it didn't start to lighten up until the New Testament and a specific individual going to, like I said, I'm following the map, right? So I'm seeing where the people were, at these different points in times, and seeing where, when the New Testament after Jesus died and where these messages were being brought to. And it just made me like, I lost trust. My belief system, my brain was being rewired. So when COVID hit, and I'm already getting into tarot, and I literally fasted and I prayed and I studied scripture, and I found certain scriptures that said, that this goes against, Christianity. But my views on Christianity at that time had weakened based on the knowledge that I was gaining outside of the word.
What you was researching and
finding
out on your own.
And really not even outside of the word, just in the word, like the pieces out of where the Bible says it doesn't contradict itself, I felt contradicted, and this is not to like deter anyone from Christianity. I fully I don't know if it's called like pantheism or something. Like I believe in all religions. I believe they all have truth to them, and I believe everybody has the thing that works for them at a particular moment. Christianity raised me. Like the spirit that you see, the grace that you see, the person that you see, the righteousness, the light that's inside of me, I found that in the church. Absolutely. So I'm not trying to like downplay the church or Christianity or people who believe in it. This is just my my walk and my experience.
And I wish more people would speak from that type of light and mindset, because I feel like a lot of times we feel obligated to say certain stuff because we're so afraid of what society may
Yeah.
say or what the older generation may say. I did a episode about a year or two ago, and it was with an artist on the show, and we touched a little bit on spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you I had people like, Chanel, I can't believe you said that, because I relate to myself as being spiritual. You know, I believe in God. I believe in the creator. I do not have the same image that maybe our older generation may have when it comes to it based off the research, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe in anything.
Baby.
You know? so many people were reaching out to me and they like, how could you say that? How are you so confident in saying that? And I hate that, because we're supposed to have our own. You know what I'm saying? He gave us this. We're supposed to do that. As long as I feel like as long as you believe in something, then you're fine. But if you don't believe in anything, that's when you should be scared.
You're all by yourself, and that's a
scary
hard
place.
It's a hard place to be in when you have faith.
Yes.
But when you don't have faith, like I don't know how people do it, you know, because I literally cling to my faith in my darkest of times and my trials, and like to that point of, you know, when I left the church, I'm back. I do go to church now. Okay. I went to church today, but I left the church for a period of 2 years. Okay. And when I left the church, I felt closer to God than I ever did, because I was meditating daily. I was doing yoga daily. I was doing readings regularly. Like the God energy, literally, I'm a channel. I'm not a reader. I channel energy, and I relay messages that I'm an empath. That's a part of it. I'm like I'm a sponge for energy information. And so like that spirit was literally flowing through me, and I'm encouraging people on a daily basis to have faith, to believe, to connect to their guides, to pray more, then also to do the practical things and take the practical actionable steps to help improve their lives. And so and it was a very, very difficult time for me, because I had quit my job to start the business doing tarot.
That's that faith.
Yeah, that literally was a faith walk. Yeah. But I was like, literally, me and the creator was like this. And I didn't feel that on the pew. Now I went back to church for my own personal reasons, you know, and I enjoy it. It's really the connection that I receive with it. My minister is like that's my spiritual father. Like he's poured into me since I was 11 years old, inside and outside of the pew. Okay. You know, so that I just have a lot of support, and you know, it's a familial thing. And I genuinely enjoy being a part of something bigger than me, and the people in my congregation are amazing.
Do you ever get people, like when you tell them what you do and you discuss your spiritual journey, do you get people like off the bat, just like judging you and trying to project certain things like, oh, you're doing the devil's work, you're not supposed to do that, or trying to throw the Bible at you?
I have not so much in my congregation. You know, like I said, the people that I'm connected to, and every church is different, but you know, the people who have reached out to me, they've reached out in love.
I love that.
And they're not throwing the Bible at me, more so they're saying, you know, sis, let's sit down and let's look at the word together. You know what I mean? And the majority of the people that I have had those intimate conversations with about what I do, because I don't hide it. You know, like you go to my social media, you see it. I'm having this conversation here and now, you know. Absolutely. And if we're having it, I try not to deter people from their beliefs, right? Okay. But if you're talking to me about my beliefs, my walk, my journey, I'm not going to God he did too much work on me to be who I am. You know, so I'm very confident in who I am and what I believe. But the majority of the people that I do talk to about what I do, who are in the church community, they might not understand it. They might not condone it or agree with it, but they still love me and they still have respect, because I'm still the same Brittney, right? I still show up with the same energy. I still have that same smile when you see me. I'm still the one that's going to edify, and I've always been this person. This is just the channel in which I use to reach people. And the beautiful thing about what I do in my business is that I can reach people that the church might not be able to reach. Now, again, I'm not putting Christianity off on anybody, right?
Absolutely.
I speak in your language, you know, but I still encourage you to connect with the source within you. I still encourage you to pray to your God, to your guides, to your ancestors. I still encourage you to have hope and faith and give you a positive perspective of what your future could look like.
You better speak about
You know?
it.
And for people who have church hurt or people who don't necessarily believe in God, they'll never step foot in a church on Sunday morning. I am that light. You know what I mean? So for those who don't understand, and I get it, it's convoluted, it's duplicitous. I'm a lot of those things myself, you know. It's not for you to understand if you don't get it. I'm not for you if you don't. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay.
You're not supposed to be everybody's taste.
And I had to learn how to be okay with that.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been told. I love your energy. I love how transparent you are. When you did my reading 2 years ago, it's so crazy because I heard you say in the beginning about how were you going through something with your child's father. When you did my reading, I was just coming out of an unhealthy attachment with my child's father. And I remember us like communicating briefly and then that reading taking place and just us always keeping in touch. And like when I say that you have this light about you and your gift is amazing, it really is. It really is. Because I had so many people like, what are you getting readings done for? And what do you mean you're on your spiritual journey? People don't understand that it takes work.
It sure does.
It takes work. You working with yourself on from the inside to the out type thing. You like got to go deep in the core. So I look at it as you being really brave just to even want to channel through somebody else, and you know what I'm saying, and help, because you're dealing with so much as an empath. That's a lot. Like, you know,
yes.
that is a lot. So what advice would you give somebody if someone came to you and said, you know what, I want to look into tarot reading? What is some advice?
As far as getting one or like becoming a reader?
Getting one as well as becoming a reader.
So the advice for getting a reading is don't be scared, right? Don't be afraid. It's different. You know, a lot of people come to me and say like, oh, I don't want to hear anything bad or anything negative. So to that point, I would say if you are scared, like genuinely you have a negative feeling in your body about getting the reading, don't get one. Because if you're dealing with an energy reader, they're going to pick up on that.
Now, it's the difference between a tarot reader and a psychic.
Yes,
right?
And that's another thing to vet your reader. If you're looking at getting a reading, don't get a reading from just anybody, and definitely do your homework. Watch them for a while. Look at their page. See if they have any reviews. Do not get a reading from somebody who's popping in your inbox.
Oh my goodness!
Telling you that they've sent something
so
in your energy.
Who
Please
that.
don't do that. Because
oh my goodness.
Genuine readers, that's not what we do. Like, it goes against energy. Like, I believe in energetic ethics, right? So you operate with a certain level of ethics in your energy. If you have a negative vibration, you should not be reading for other people, because energy is transferable. That's why, like, I love watching my clients, like, after they receive a reading, because I know that I planted a seed of this positive energy inside of them, and then watching it grow and their life began to shift and change, right? But everybody's energy is not positive, and everybody's intentions are not positive. So you have to be very mindful of who you're allowing to read your energy. And if you really feel like it's not for you, then don't push yourself to do it, because from my experience, those readings are the ones that go left. Like, I would say I have and I might be hyping myself up a little bit, but I feel like I have like a 98% accuracy rate, right? I'm usually very, very accurate and on point with the energy. But that 2% be the ones who come to me like, I just want to see what she got to say, or I ain't never done this before. I don't believe in that stuff, but you can go ahead. Like, it's that skeptical energy. Or, you know, again, if you're fearful, you don't believe in it, don't do it. Don't do it because it's a fad, because somebody else said, because it just, like, the messages can go left. And then as far as like getting into reading tarot, I'm self-taught. So That's a lot. Like, you got to actually want to. I would say, like, for anyone who wants to read tarot or oracle, focus on building your intuition.
Okay.
That is probably the biggest thing that I did to contribute to the accuracy of my readings, is trusting my intuition. It's gotten to a point where I don't necessarily need the cards. I could pick up on cues around me, even coming into the reading.
Yeah, that's so powerful.
Yeah, but I it's a muscle that I built. Like, it's just like going to the gym and working out. Like, I really think anybody can do it. It's just I practice trusting my intuition, whether it's a feeling that I get in my body, sights, smells, colors, how the colors make me feel, if something smells different, if it's a song that I heard, coming into a reading. It could even be something that I've gone through, or a show that I watched, or emotion that I felt prior to the reading, and just trusting that, okay, this has something to do with the reading. Or when I'm pulling the cards and I get a sensation or a feeling or an urge to just speak it, because we doubt ourselves so much. And I feel like tarot really helped me to not doubt my intuition, and just trust it and follow it. And even if it doesn't make sense to me, I say it and it makes sense to you, because it's your message, right? So a lot of times you bringing up the reading, and like it brought up memories, but as a channeler, I don't typically recall, because I really don't know what I'm talking about. And that sounds so crazy, because the messages resonate so much, but it's because I'm channeling
at that moment.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I heard that before too.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know why or what it is that you're going through specifically, but I'm speaking what's on my heart and what's in my mind, and then it touches you because I'm reading the energy. You know the specific details of what you have going on, and you apply the messages to those details. I am just speaking. That's what channeling is, like, as the words or the emotions. I'm basically translating emotion or energy, thoughts and emotions, your subconscious mind. And I got really good at that by building my intuition, practicing, trusting my intuition.
That's powerful. That's really powerful. I've been told that before. I have a cousin who's in it, and so he said the same thing. Like, it doesn't. You got to be careful, be very mindful who you deal with and who you decide to go to with that type of stuff. So I've definitely heard that before. Now, with that business and you doing what you do and being known for it and being so good at it, you're also a mother. Yes. You're a full-time mother to an amazing. First of all, it was the sound effect for me.
Because you gotta give that the respect that it deserves. You feel me? Being a full-time
and a good one, a good one who stand on business at all times when it comes to their kids. Yes. Okay. So, and I just want to put this out here for this episode. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Okay. We both got our kids today, okay? Making this happen right now, okay?
Because that's what you got to do.
You got to do. It's sacrifice. It's sacrifice.
Let's talk about it.
But I love that. So it's only right when talking about the spirituality and being on our journey that we bring up generational curses. What is that for you? What does that entail for you at this moment when it comes to raising your child, breaking generational curses?
Oh, man. Try paying attention to the traits in me that I received from my father and trying not to pass them down. I've been doing that since she was small. Like, a big part of like the kind, gentle aspect of me that you see, or that most people see, come from a lot of self-work and self-observation, because my father was very like, he was in the military.
Oh, he was stern.
Yeah, and
he was stern
and abrasive. And I don't know how to explain it, because I have a lot of love and respect for my father today. But it just, he wasn't soft and gentle with his daughter. And as far as like his words and his mannerisms and, the way that he communicated to me. And so like I had to I noticed myself losing my temper a lot with my daughter when she was little, and I had to do a lot of work and prayer and self and introspection to make sure that I didn't give those same things.
Y'all have a beautiful relationship.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And that was not by accident. That was very intentional. And we've gone to therapy. My minister played a role in that as well. When she got to be a teenager, preteen, and we started to create. It was a weft that was building between. She actually said in therapy, like, it was a point in time I did not like my mama. That was not something that was easy for me to hear, but I could tell, when that distance started being created and she started being more, what's the word?
Like
not even
outspoken?
Rebellious, but defiant. Like,
Okay.
I don't have to listen to you. Like, no, wait a minute. Yes, you do.
This about to go left real fast.
So I literally hit up my minister, like, I need your help because we have to be honest. It's just me and her. We got to be on the same page. I don't know how to parent at this stage. And so he helped me to be a better parent to her in this new stage, which was preteen, teenage years. And also, it was just I highly recommend therapy between parent and child relationships. It's I can't express that enough, because that really, like, it brought us back together and so quickly. And now, like, she can't. You
her best friend.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. All right, I get it. Give me my space.
But I love it at the same time because you don't see that a lot with, 15, 16-year-olds being close and feeling like they can communicate with their parent. And that was also like another thing was communication with her because I grew up without a mother.
Okay.
I had my grandmother and my grandfather predominantly. They were my caregivers.
Okay. That's different. You don't hear too many people talk on that.
Yeah. They were my caregivers. And my grandmother passed away when I was 13. So at that point in time, the only mother figure that I had was gone. So
do you know your mom?
Yes. Okay. I know my mother, but I was born in Oregon. So a lot of people don't know I was born in Oregon.
I'm just learning so much. Oh my goodness.
I was there for 3 years, and then my father actually came and got me from my mom.
Okay.
And brought me to Indianapolis and got custody of me. And so my mother and my sister still live in Oregon. They always have, but that's like 2,000 miles away. Like you think of Oregon, like think Cali, like it's right on top of California. So it's not a close distance. And, I just didn't get to see them that much. So she didn't really play a mother role in my life. And then when my grandmother passed away, she got sick when I was like 11. So like probably between 3 and 10 were like the ages where I actually had like a mothering influence, and she poured so much into me. Like I genuinely I give her the credit for the woman that I am today.
Yeah.
And in that short period of time, like when I had my daughter, I knew how I wanted to raise her because of the way that my grandmother took care of me. And that like from 3 to 13, that was all the time and then, like I said, 2 of those years she was, on a downhill battle with cancer.
Okay.
So I just I took all the good parts from my childhood and I applied them to my parenting. And I took all the parts that I didn't like or I didn't think were the best from my childhood, and I tried not to apply those to my parenting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done a pretty good job. We communicate a lot. I think that's why she feels like it's so safe to communicate with me, because I have the hard conversations with her.
Yeah.
So she knows if mom is talking to her about sex or sexuality, drugs.
I'm not ready for those.
You never are, but especially
needed.
in
It's
this
needed.
world, like kids are being exposed to this stuff younger and younger.
Yes.
And my viewpoint on that is like, if you don't teach your kids, the world will.
And so you should be the one to want to teach them. You should definitely be the one
to teach them.
Yeah.
And to make sure that you have a healthy view on relationships, sex, love, and relationships.
Absolutely.
So that what you're teaching to your children, you know, is healthy. And then also making sure that you're walking the talk too. You know, because kids only do what you say so long before they start doing what you do.
That's true.
So I've tried to be a good example as well as a teacher to my child.
And you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
I didn't know all of that.
I know.
That's amazing. You know, I didn't learn about generational curses until I became a parent. You know, and I don't know like how it is for you or anyone else that's listening and watching us, but from my perspective, healing while being a parent is hard as ever.
Maybe.
It's hard. Like when I went through my divorce with my ex-husband, and I was trying to heal in areas that I didn't even realize I needed to heal in, that inner child or whatnot. And then I'm raising our daughter, but now my mind, like I'm transitioning to a single mother now, and then it's just like it was so much. And I grew up in a 2-parent household. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I raise this child in a 1-parent household when I grew up in a 2-parent household where I had my mother and father. They didn't have the best relationship, but they were both there. So I had to work on that, and I'm still working on it because she's young. So it's a lot of things, and I'm glad that you mentioned therapy, because I'm all for therapy, not only individual therapy, but therapy with my child. That's something that we had to do and that we are doing because it's so important. Because it was days where I'm like, I don't know how to respond to her.
And individual therapy for your child.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter have our own individual therapists, and then we come together for group counseling as needed. So it's not something that we like do regularly, you know.
My mom was like, why you got so much therapy going on in your household? It's needed.
It's a lot of trauma.
I need to fix this.
It's a lot of trauma. And I said, like, our kids, it might be hard, you know, healing as a parent, but our kids are the reason why we heal.
Absolutely.
Like, they're the motivation to make it happen.
Absolutely.
But when I think about generational curses, like I look at it more, I think at a macro level. Like I definitely see the curses that are being broken at the micro level in my family. But I still look at it as a, you know, I'm not looking at it specifically as much as like me and my daughter. I just look at like me working on myself to be the best version of myself that I can be for my child and not repeating cycles. But like from a macro level, healing generational curses, like it's so deep because especially in the Black community, we still struggle. A lot of the issues that we see in the Black community today stem from slave mentality, and I don't think that we talk about it enough. Absolutely. I don't think that we talk about, you know, we blame these men for not being good men and not being in the household. We don't talk about how they didn't have good examples and the reason why. And the reason why they didn't have good examples, because the man was strategically removed from the family, dating all the way back to the 1600s. Absolutely. When it started. It wasn't just the welfare people that said, oh, the Black man can't be in the household. It was the massa that was saying, this is my woman. You know, you got to be over there somewhere. Absolutely. Or you got to share. You know, so the man was emasculated from the very
didn't have
beginning.
Any say so. Yes.
And neither did the woman, you know, and we blame Black women for being so strong-willed and independent and all of these things. But when your protector is strategically removed and you left being exposed, you know what I mean? From all the way from the husband being sold in the slavery days to the Jim Crow era and the husbands being lynched to mass incarceration and the husbands being sent to, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black women don't have a choice
Yeah.
but to be strong. And we're all doing the very best we can. And unfortunately, I hate to say that it's not enough, but I think what we don't do enough of is love ourselves.
Absolutely.
You know, we hold ourselves to this high standard in this white world that we can't, like, we trying to be something that we're not, and it shows. It shows, and there's a lot of like brokenness in our community, and I think like that's where I really look at like the generational curse perspective. It's like, though these are the macro curses. Like, how do we heal as a collective? And yes, it starts within ourselves, but then like, how do we come together and help other people?
That's the part right there, because a lot of like nowadays they don't talk about that. It's all about, I could do it on my own. I don't need a man, or I don't need a woman.
Girl, that's a trauma response.
Exactly.
That's a trauma
baby,
response.
We need each other.
We definitely do.
We need each other.
It does not make any sense. I definitely need a man. What I don't need is a man that's gonna cause problems.
Absolutely.
I don't need a man that's, gonna get in my head and play mind games. It's not about his business, that don't do what he say he gonna do. Okay, I feel you, sis. We don't need men that cause headaches and cause more problems. But you need a good man. You need a good man to lead you. You need a good man to provide for you. You need a good man to take care of you so you can live in your soft girl era. I feel you and I see you. Yes, you can do it all yourself, but why do you want to? You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You feel me? Help me.
Help me.
Help me.
I ain't trying to get none of that.
For real, make that call to play, please.
Yeah.
Make the decision. Lift the table.
Yes. We was in there lifting tables. We was in here trying to rearrange some things to get ready for this. So yeah, no, it's serious though.
For real.
And that's how I have a big family, and I spoke about this on my last episode, where I was just discussing my journey and what it is that I'm going through at the moment. And like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of the woman that I'm becoming, as well as the mother. Thank you. As well as the mother I'm becoming. But one thing that I pride myself on is the fact that I started breaking generational curses like as soon as I saw it. When you said not repeating cycles, people don't understand how hard it is when you're so familiar with something.
Yeah.
So I told myself, oh, this ain't working. This is unhealthy. I need to stop this now. I know what that means for me and my kid, but I have to stop this at this present time. This means I need to have tough conversations with my child. And yes, it's going to hurt me, but I need to stop this now. And I need to show my child that you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued, and mommy does care. So we need to sit down and communicate. Like, my friends tell me all the time, like, oh my gosh, you talk to your child like she is like a little bigger than what she is. I have to. This world is not soft.
You feel me?
This world is not soft. So yes, if I do something, I'm not at my best today, guess what I tell my child? I apologize. Mommy is not at her best today. I'm not. Or if she say, because she has that voice in the household, if she say, mommy, you raised your voice a little loud today, or you hurt my feelings, and I say, I apologize, but sweetheart, can you give mommy 10 minutes?
Yes.
She knows what meditation is. She knows what yoga is. She knows what it means when mommy is having anxiety. We have like our own exercise that we do, our breathing exercise. So I say, mommy needs some time, because I need to be human. Because sometimes as a mother, like, well, not all the time, we forget that we're human.
Black woman.
Yes. And our kids forget, because they like, mom, can you do this? Can you do that? As soon as you wake up, before you even hit your head on the pillow, can you do this? So we're like, wait a minute. I need some time, baby. Just give me some time. So I made sure, and I'm still making sure, that I'm breaking generational curses. But I can tell you, it's
not easy. It's not. People want to glamorize it like,
and it's not.
No, but we are in the generation. We are the generation of generational curse breakers. Like, it's a very heavy load on the millennial generation to break these curses, because we are literally we're in the middle. The millennials are in the middle of the old era and the new, because we as energetically, we've shifted.
Absolutely.
I used to talk about we are shifting. No, we have shifted. We're here, baby. It's here. The new era is here. The age of Aquarius is here. We moved out of the age of Capricorn, where there were all of these rules and rigidity and hustle culture and not all of this stuff. Like all of the things that you're seeing now, people leaving their 9-to-5 jobs, people stepping into themselves more authentically, people moving into doing things more online. You know what I mean? Like really exploring yourself, being rebellious and going against the grain. Like we have shifted, and it's so deep that it's even the rules of the game have changed. And as millennials, we're in the middle of that. So we've got our parents who are living in this hustle culture, in this follow the rules, abide by society standards and expectations. And then we got our children who wow and feel like I'm expressing myself, being myself, the age of technology, like all of this openness and different ideologies. And we're sitting in the middle of it, like how do we navigate this and make it, one, make sure we're sane, and two, make sure that we're paving a good path and laying a good foundation for the generations that are coming from us. You know what I mean? So it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but it is very necessary that we take a look at ourselves. We take a look at past patterns. We become aware of what, our parents did that we do. Like, and especially if you judge your mama or your daddy off of something, baby, go and take a look in the mirror.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Go take a look in the mirror, because that's exactly what you need. Instead of waiting on them to change, that's exactly what you need to work on.
Absolutely.
You know.
Oh, you did everything. I'm learning so much right now. Before we shift into business, because we always gonna get into business and talk about money. So before we shift into that, do you ever feel misunderstood?
Often.
How do you deal with that? Like, because when I think of like the word misunderstood, I think of a person that stands out. That's not in the crowd. Like, how do you handle that?
I look at that as a good thing. I did not always. So there's growth for me. I wanted to fit in so bad.
Okay.
Until my creator told me I didn't create you to fit in. It was when I realized, and this might sound strange, but I had wings on my back. I feel like I don't know if I'm even supposed to say this, but like when God showed me, like my energy is so big that sometimes people will like not even knowing why, they got to get away from me.
Because you can't handle it.
You know what I mean?
That tells you a lot about their energy, though.
Right, but it tells me a lot about me. And it's like, if you don't get me, then you're not supposed to. I'm not for you. Like when I say I have wings on my back, they take up space.
That's right.
They take up space. And so like I have allowed myself to be comfortable with taking up space. I want to stand out. It's my uniqueness that makes me useful. If I was just like everybody else, what use would I be to the collective? It's my unique perspective. It's the energy that I bring into the room. It's healing. And if it irritates you, it's supposed to. Yeah. It's supposed to. Doing your job. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do. And I just had to figure. I had to find a way to be okay with that every single day. And just be okay with the fact like everybody's not gonna understand me, and I don't have to explain myself.
I'm taking notes right now. I'm soaking this all up. I've been wanting this conversation for so long. Like I'm like, yes. I understand. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're amazing. You are definitely amazing.
And so are you.
Thank you. I appreciate
you doing what you're supposed to do.
You know what? And I thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for seeing me even at times when I don't see myself, because I don't know what Brittney hit me up and just text me something encouraging or leave a comment on my page. So thank you. Because a lot of times I feel like we don't see each other. So it's good to be told that and reminded of that. So
I got you. Whenever you forget, just hit me up. I'll
let you know. Okay, let me go ahead.
Now, let me let you know. Let me pour into you real quick.
Now let's get on this business because you always about your business.
Yes, and this is a great segue because that's what I love to do in my business.
You empower.
Yes, that's what I love to do. I love to pour into women,
Yes.
and men, but I specifically work with women, you know.
Yes.
But whoever I see, like, I'm going to let you know that you're doing your thing. I'm going to let you know that you are enough. I'm going to let you know that it's okay to take a break. Like, you know, you don't have to. A lot of times with worthiness, like all that busy culture, that's a worthiness wound. We feel like we're not worthy if we're not working, and the work is gonna get done.
Man,
the work is gonna get done, you know. But it's not gonna what's the quality of the work gonna be if you burnt out and
that's
you're
true.
not in your best space? So like, literally, my business, while yes, it has its practical aspects of helping women entrepreneurs specifically with money, at the root of it, my business is about making sure that you are taking care of you, because the money, the business, none of that stuff is going to work if you're not okay. Like, it's not, if you're in a good mental and emotional space and you're taking care of your mind, body, and soul, and you making sure that you're vibrating on a high energy level, then the money in the business is going to take care of itself.
It's going to come naturally. It's going to flow.
Yes. So that's like, I'm sorry. I know you was gonna ask me a question.
No, you gotta be sorry. That's what we're here to do. Like, yeah. I want to hear that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you're full time now with your business.
No, I was full time, honey, but I prayed a prayer.
Honey, I had to talk to God.
No, because it just wasn't like, I helped so many people, but the money wasn't coming in, you know, the way that I needed it to. And so like, I prayed to God and I really was asking him to heal my business and like, come on, like this time I've made a lot of money. Like in my 9 to 5, I probably at this point I made like over $500,000.
That's amazing. That's a blessing.
But I wasn't helping nobody. And then I went to the extreme end of being a martyr, you know, just helping all the people for the free.
Slow down.
No, and I really, honestly, I love that, like, baby. But I also learned a lot about money, and like, I feel like I had to. So as far as the 9 to 5 journey goes, like, I went to college for finance and accounting. Okay. Graduated with a job, which was what my prayer was that I had a job walking across the stage, and had the job my junior year. The summer coming off my junior year, the internship I had, that was my job when I graduated as a senior. Scaled the corporate ladder, doubled my income in like 5 years. I went from 49 to 95.
That's what I'm talking about.
In 5 years. And then COVID hit, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to start a business. And I found tarot, and I was like, I want to help people, because sitting behind this computer screen just don't fit with my personality. And I had all the numbers figured out, because I'm a numbers girl, right? I was like, I get this many clients, I'm going to make this much money, and I'm going to replace my income, and everything going to be good. The piece that I did not factor in, because I went to school for finance and accounting, baby. I know nothing about marketing. Marketing was nowhere in the picture for me. I was like, oh, you mean people? I actually have to get my face in front of people and let people know what I do in order for the business to be successful.
That should have been easy. You're so outgoing.
It wasn't, because I'm also very much in my head. And so like, I built a following on Facebook. This is the thing about entrepreneurship, and this is the exclusive. This is my first time sharing like this, like the full story.
I love this.
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing about entrepreneurship is it really shows you yourself. Like, you talk about parenting make you heal. Like, start a business.
I'm up here healing in ways I didn't even know about.
Start a business. You're going to find out exactly what, you know, where your wounds are. And so like, I really had to heal my relationship with money and change my mindset around money. So I was making almost $100K a year at the job, and I wanted to make $100K a month in business, right? Okay. And it's like, I'm standing on this peak that I've climbed to, and I tell God, I see this higher peak, like I want to go there. And he's like, okay, well, jump. I'll take you there. And I jumped. thinking he just gonna like the wind just gonna swoop up and I'm gonna just hit this
It's
peak.
gonna be so easy.
Yeah, no. What I did not realize was that life, and this is life, and it also is the energy of money. If you look at the stocks, the stock graphs or the stock market, what does the line do? It goes up and down, up and down.
It's like the emotional roller coaster.
But the trend, if it's positive, should always be going upward, right?
Right.
So what I didn't realize was I was on this peak and I wanted to get to that higher peak. But in order to get to that higher peak, I had to go down into the valley. And I walked in this valley for 2 years, walking by faith. Like I had some savings, but not enough. Like I really thought I was gonna quit my job and start and replace my income in 2 months, and it was gonna be that easy, and not realizing like I had my own money wounds that I had to look at and focus on and reprogram my mind around money and the way that money works, what money is for, and
so when you say money wounds, are you talking about the ways that you have mishandled money in the past, or how you viewed
both?
Okay,
because it's both.
Okay.
It's always both. So I viewed money as something that I had to work hard for. I viewed it as something that was not easily given because like my father didn't like to give money when I was a child. I had these views about money, but then I also was mishandling like I said, I made almost $500,000, but I didn't have anything to show for it when I quit my job because I was just playing with it. You know what I mean? I graduated. I was a single mother, struggling college student, and then here I got all this money and I'm just spending it. You know what I mean? Instead of actually using it properly. So in the journey of quitting my job and starting a business, God literally kept me for 2 years in my house with my car, full tank of gas, full refrigerator of food, baby. I wasn't making no money in my business. I was doing a lot of building my brand and and you don't usually make a lot of money in your business the first 2 years.
They say it's like a 4-year mark, right?
Yeah. So I did jump the gun quickly by quitting my job, but I feel like I needed to do that because I don't regret any of it. I needed the experience, and like I said, I was like this because every time I needed something, I prayed and it came through. Like I was playing with manifestation. I manifested like $11,000 to pay my rent, and literally I got the money. Money likes to come when you rest. That's why I like to tell my clients to rest. Because money literally came to me while I was laying on the couch. Like after I took a nap, here it comes.
Tell people what it is you do. I know people, like we have talked about so much so far, but tell them exactly what it is that you do. That's why you refer to yourself as the money coach.
So I help millennial women, entrepreneurs, manage their money and their emotions so that they can reach a level of success and fulfillment in life and in business. And the goal is for you to live life on your terms, on your time, spend the time that you need with your family and your children, and build generational wealth so that you don't have to. The goal is time and money freedom. So that's what I do for women, and I do that through intuitive coaching. So you get the readings. Speaking of the baby,
I know, right? Woke up like, what y'all doing?
So you get the readings. And that's the beauty of what I do is that it's intuitive.
You're like a mentor.
But it's also practical. So you get the readings and the intuition aspect of it, but then you also get my 4 years in college, my combined like 10 years in finance and accounting, and the 4 years that I've spent in business. So you get all of that, the practical tools and resources to manage your money and your business, along with the intuitive aspects where I can actually find the energy blocks and help you navigate them. And you've experienced it. Those shifts happen quickly. Like it's not something that we need to go through for months at a time. Like I can heal energy blocks in a session, and you take that with you probably over the course of like a month, sometimes on the course of a week. I just talked to a client today. I checked in with a client who got a money reading from me, and she's like, I'm doing great. Whereas before she was stressed, she was busy all the time. She's like, I'm still busy, but I've taken the things that we talked about as far as like listening to your energy, taking those cues, those moments to breathe deeply, the affirmations and things like that. And then also the money management aspect of it, opening up the accounts, separating her business and her personal income.
Mm.
So it's a holistic approach that I take to helping women be successful in life and in business.
Wait, so is that a life coach?
Yes.
That's what it is.
I
That's what
have,
yeah.
yeah. So I
Okay.
am a life coach. I guess I should call myself a life coach, but I'm
But
a
no,
money coach.
but you're also a money
Yeah.
coach because you're helping. Yeah.
I got a degree in finance and accounting. I have 2 life coaching certifications as of right now.
Okay.
I got some more coming to help with like the mental blocks and things of that nature. I am a financial planner, so I'm like literally taking all of these things and putting, and I'm a reader, right? I do the astrology and the tarot
You
card
doing it
readings,
all.
and I'm bringing all of that together to help women achieve their goals.
On the business aspect
Yes.
as well as like financial abundance.
They go
Am I
hand
saying
in
it wrong?
hand. Like, what are you in business for if it's not to
Right.
make money?
You're absolutely
You know what I
right.
mean? But what you don't understand, everybody thinks like it's a whole bunch of work that I have to do. Really, the work is internal. Like the money game is 80% mindset. When it comes to money and business, it's 80% mindset. Your mindset around money, your expectations around it, your mindset around your business, and your insecurities around who you are and how you show up, right?
Better.
and once you get that game, then the 20% is a lot more of action, right? It's a lot more potent.
Yes.
And that's a lot more. You giving 80% action to your business, and you're spinning your wheels trying to figure out how to make this happen because you haven't given the proper attention to the mindset and the emotional aspect of it. So that's what I help women do, is take care of themselves so the business take care of itself.
I love that. I love that. So basically, what she's saying is, you need her. You need her, okay? If you are a woman in business and you are looking to be successful, you need her.
And happy.
Yes.
Fulfilled.
I love that. Now, before we end, like I already told you, first of all, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. I don't even want you to leave. Like,
I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy that you are able to be here. I want you to share to the world exactly your handles so they'll know how to reach you, how to connect with you.
So on Facebook, it's Brittney Jones. And you spell my name wrong, sis. It's Brittney. It's okay. Everybody does it. Brittney Jones on Instagram, and TikTok is back2magic_coaching. So those are the ways you can reach me. If you are on Facebook, follow me on Facebook because that's where you get a lot. I do a lot of written content as well as like video.
Everything, y'all.
I do
Everything.
I do a lot.
That's good though. That's good. You well rounded.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, but on Instagram, you're gonna catch the reels and the stories and things as well. So yeah, that's how you can reach me.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you for allowing me the opportunity to have you on my show. First at that, just thank you. I appreciate it.
It's my first podcast.
Oh my goodness. I feel so honored.
I know, for real. I'm so happy that it's you, Chanel, for real. Like,
me too.
It's so aligned. It's so much alignment.
And it's refreshing.
Yes.
It's refreshing. We needed this. This was overdue. So I greatly appreciate it.
Well, don't go ghost on me now.
No, I'm not.
Have to do it again.
I'm not. We're going to have to do it again. Look, we might do it where it's a Q&A. Have people actually call in and ask you some questions. I think that'd be amazing.
We can do that too. But I'm talking about me and you.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I'm here,
but yeah, I'm here for that too. The Q&A. I would love to answer people's questions about money and business for sure.
I think that'd be nice. Like, it's not all the time I get a life coach, a money coach on here. So I think it'd be amazing to do something like that. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for that because you just never know. To all my listeners and viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Sex, Love, and Vibes. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to tune in every Saturday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys here again on next Saturday. Have a good one. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate you.
That was fun.
It was.